Welcome to Super Science University Bhagavad-Gita, which only can fulfill any of your wishes and will give you permanent happiness in the end. And it is the permanent solution to any of your problems, the highest, most prime, secret, and the only complete knowledge, which is the source of everything and it answers every possible question. You must have known that what CT scan is. It tells you everything about you. That you is your body. Bhagavad Gita is also a CT scan, which will give you all the report about yourself. That you includes the you of the CT scan plus your other hidden bodies which are not visible to the naked eye. The first subtle body after your physical body is your mind, who controls your physical body. And then your second subtle body is your brain that controls your mind. Pay attention as I'm talking about the software and not about the hardware. Like your heart and the brain in the skeleton. It's not that. Also remember these subtle bodies can only be felt by means like experiences. If you haven't have those other body experiences, then you will think that you are just a physical body that is visible to the naked eye, which is not true. And the last body, which is your true body, your true self, is your soul, who is just a pure observer, and it stays always awake even when you are sleeping. Many spread the message of Gita like God is one and other messages, including Rama, Guru Nanak, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Kabir, Mahatma Buddha. But how to become one with God, how to merge in God, that path is only explained in Bhagavad Gita and in no other scripture. It means only Bhagavad Gita is complete knowledge about positive, negative, and zero. Let's continue. How can that hermit survive? Now Alexander was saying from experience. He had killed thousands of people. He said, I have never ever seen any man survive after dying. Alexander went with the naked sword in his hand. He told the sannyasin that he will have to go. Otherwise this sword will separate the neck and the body. The hermit said and started laughing out loud. And he was saying that I have known long ago that neck and the body you are talking about are separate from each other. So I know about separating them are separate. That the body you are talking about separating are separate. That is why now you will not be able to separate them any further. I have known them to be so separate that there is enough distance, space for your sword to pass through. I have known them to be separate enough. Now you will not be able to separate them any further. How could Alexander understand these things? He took up his sword. He said, I will cut you right now. Look, don't get into the theories. I have nothing to do with philosophy. I am a practical man. Leave these lofty things. One blow to you and your neck will be cut off. The hermit said to Alexander, you hit me with the sword, just as you will see that the neck has fallen down. In the same way, I will also see that the neck has fallen down. Now this hermit is saying the same thing that Krishna is saying. He is not pierced by piercing. He will not be cut by cutting. As long as you are pierced by piercing and cut by cutting, know that you have not yet discovered your existence. When the body is pierced by piercing and something remains untouched inside, when the body is cut by cutting and something still remains uncut inside, when the body becomes sick by falling ill and someone remains untouched by illness inside, when pain comes and the body is filled with pain and someone stands beyond the pain inside and keeps watching, then know that you, that Krishna is talking about. You too were not aware of that you till now. You have to know that you which Krishna is talking about. Arjuna is saying the same thing that Alexander is saying. Their type is also the same. There is not much difference in their type also, only the body. But all of us have known the same type. Keep searching continuously. A thorn pricks your foot every day, then just look inside to see if anything has remained unpricked inside. Illness come every day. Just look inside. Is there anything left outside the illness? Sorrow comes every day, crying, laughing. Everything comes every day. Look, search for that which remains outside of these. Gradually, by searching, it starts becoming visible. And once it becomes visible, then it becomes known that what we had known till now as I am was just a shadow, just a gloom. We thought only the shadow as I am, and we had no idea of the one whose shadow is being formed. We lived as one with the shadow. That shadow is the sum of our memories. It is an album of the pictures made from our birth till death. Knows. Krishna says who knows like this. So now it's Krishna saying, O Partha, a man who knows the self to be indestructible, ageless and non-dying, how will he cause someone to commit acts like killing, and whom will he destroy? So Krishna says he does not say who believes like this. He could not have said the man who believes that there is neither birth nor death. Then it will be very easy for all of us. There is nothing easier than believing, because to believe nothing has to be done. There is nothing more difficult than knowing, because to know one has to go through a complete self-revolution. So Krishna says, knows who knows like this from experience. Now what does it mean to know? There can be two types of knowing. If someone reads from the scriptures, he knows. If someone knows from experience, he also knows. Do these two types of knowing have the same meaning? Knowing from the scriptures is very simple. It is written, read and know. For that, just being educated is enough. Being well read is enough. There is no need to be religious for that. What one knows by reading from scriptures is not knowing. It is a deception of knowing. It is just information. But information leads to deception. We read that it is immortal. It is not born. It does not die. We read it and repeat it. By repeating it again and again, we forget that we do not know. We are only repeating it. By repeating it many times, by saying it many times, we forget that what we are saying is not our knowledge. So you have to have the practical experience. Otherwise, it's just a waste of life. A person may study the art of swimming in scriptures. He may know the entire scripture. If he wants, he can talk about swimming. If he can write, he can write. If he wants, he can get a PhD from university. He may become a doctor in swimming. But even then, do not push that person into the river by mistake, because his PhD will not make him swim. His PhD will make him drown even faster, because it is very heavy. It will act like a rock. Knowing about swimming is not knowing how to swim. Knowing about the truth is not knowing the truth. To knowing about is equivalent to not knowing. It's very confusing. Knowing about the truth is equivalent to not knowing the truth. But it is not right to say that it is exactly equal. It is a little dangerous. Not knowing the truth, knowing like this becomes a path to the truth. But knowing the truth without knowing it, thinking that you know it, becomes an obstacle in going towards the truth. No, it is not even equivalent. So guys, this word of Krishna should be understood very well, because authentic religion, real religion is born around this one word, knowing. Non-authentic religion is born around believing. What is achieved by knowing is called faith, and what is achieved by believing is called belief. And those who believe are not religious. they are believing without knowing.